3/4 in 123, got the job done in 50 and 3. And James even remarked in the winner's circle afterwards, he thought he was going to go 149 speed that night. It's Major's a monster, and he'll be great in the final. But James, I believe, is going to be following Chantilly down to Pocono, so I'm not sure who Rennie Barras is going to get for It's Major. And in the other trial, it was Mickey Sean following up a very hot half, 54 and change to the half, and was able to circle up and match the track record of 150 and 1. Local boy, Corey McPherson, on board for the drive. Corey did some work for Anthony McDonald up here years ago. They called him Mopey Corey, I believe, and I think a horse was named after him as
Yes.
well.
Yeah, I remember that horse racing at Flamborough a bit. It probably hurts James to not be able to be there next Saturday night. And, 'cause, local boy and loves being back and home in front of the home crowd, but you can't be giving up a drive on Chantilly.
Right, and you can't be everywhere, right? I mean, it is a big deal, that Gold Cup and Saucer night, where likely 20,000 people will line the fence. They'll post parade in complete darkness. The spotlight will come up on each and every horse. It's something. If you've never been, it's one of those bucket list tracks you might want to put on the list. I mean, I've been to the Little Brown Jug, and I would compare the Gold Cup and Saucer to every bit of that. And yeah, I'm missing it again, but I've seen lots of them.
I don't know. I mean, one day I'll get there, but people often joke I'm like a dog with a doghouse and a chain. I can only go as far as the end of the chain because I sleep in my bed every night. I have not slept in this century anywhere other than my own bed. I'm a homebred.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I can't say the same, man.
No, I stay home. But listen, we're going to get down to some pick five selections. We got 9 races tonight in a warmish night. I'll talk to you in about 7 minutes to post.
Sounds good.
Windbag Farm of Ontario is home to outstanding sires, including a 3-time millionaire pacer tattoo artist who is new in 2025, the last great son of the legendary Sun Beach Somewhere and multiple stakes champion Beachglass, Meadowlands Pace and Ontario Sire Stakes champion Lawless Shadow, and the richest pacing stallion in all of harness racing history, the great Hall of Famer Mick Wicked. Also standing at Windbag Farm, Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Betting Line, My MVP, and Trixton. For more information, visit windbagfarm.com.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. You're watching Grand River Raceway for a Monday evening 9-dash card. On top, we're going to start things up with Trotters in the opener. The heaviest action early goes on 6 All-Star Goldie. Driver change for that one. Daryl Thiessen now listed for co-owner trainer Steve Watson. 3 to 5 right now. Next choices, co-second choice would be the 4 Mystic and 7 Valuable Miss. I'm using all 3 of those in the opening leg. Of this $5,000 guaranteed pool pick 5, let's bring up some ticket ideas, courtesy of yours truly. We've got one for Gary Guy. We've got another one for a friend of the show in Conley Ecclestone. Pick 5, ticket ideas at the river. So here we go. As mentioned, a $5,000 a guaranteed pool. We got the 4, 6, and 7 here in the opening leg, being Mystic, All-Star Goldie, Valuable Miss. On the outside, it's Austin Sorey, staying on board for trainer Kyle Bossens. Over to race number 2, pacing event. We're on the 2 HP Liz Shadow. Loving her chances in there. We're also including number 3 Premier First Star. My top selection is that 2 HP Liz Shadow in the second. 2 deep in the third. We're going 4 Don't Mess with Molly, along with the 5 Dream Shot. 5 being my top choice there. The Trotters in the 4th race. Another pair, Pinewood Hanover on the rail for Dag Henriksen. Number 4, Vera Cruz finds a good spot after being a runner-up finisher in each of his latest 2. Going to go deepest of all in race number 5, the payoff leg. If we can get there, we're going to need a 1, 3, 4, or 9 to show up. I'm in to go on a 20-cent wager for $19.20. We'll have Gary Guy step in and talk up his early pick 5 play. Take it away, Mr. $9.60.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like to be repetitive with my price amount. I like to be predictable. And look, in the first race, we have the same 3. Different order, but same 3. So that's I just think it's All-Star Goldie, Mystic, and Valuable Miss. One of them, we'll see who it is. In the second race, well, I have just the 2 and the 3. So I believe I'm with you right there, and the 2 on top.
Yep.
So far, no different. Race number 3, well, we can get different now because in this third race, I just have a couple, the 5 and the 1. I didn't mess with Don't Mess with Molly, which I should have taken.
Oh, Scooter.
Scooter! I mean, I love that. Love me some Scooter Gimlet. Great kid. Well, not a kid, he's an adult now, but I remember him from all the while when he was young and just growing on up. Look,
Sure.
When you're an old fart like me, everybody under the age of about 40 is a kid. In race number 4, I got just the 1 Pinewood Hanover, and I did dabble with Vera Cruz, so with you again. And race number 5.
Going on, anyway?
Yeah, I know it. And look, I didn't steal off your homework. I did this last night.
Right.
I got in the race number 5, Better Story, and Saratoga. Just those 2 where you went 4 deep. So I just used 2 of yours, and that's part of how I kept my ticket a little bit cheaper.
Oh, young 2-year-old pacers there in the final leg, and you're going thin on it. Well, we'll wish you luck, Gary.
You say that with a little. You say that with a little
Oh.
like, you idiot. Why didn't you widen out?
Well, that's where I've gone deepest of all. I mean, inexperience, right? You never know with those young horses. At least it's a pacing event. They're a little more honest than the 2-year-old trotters. But you know what? That trotting breed has come a long ways in the last 10, 15 years. I've been watching lots of 2-year-olds today at the Red Mile, and a lot of them getting around cleanly. 2-year-old trotters, first time.
Yeah, well, the breed keeps improving.
Yeah. We got another ticket, I guess. Friend of the show, Conley Ecclestone. Normally good for a single, right? And he does have one. He's with us in the opener. We're all using 4, 6, and 7. One of those to start up the pick 5 play. The pacing event, race number 2, Conley. Opting for number 3, Premier First Star, Austin Sorey driving. Conley going to the 2, 3, and 5. In race number 3. The 4th race is where we're all on the same page again. We're both on, or all 3 of us are on Pinewood Hanover for Dag, and Vera Cruz for Brett at a post 4. There's Conley going deep in that payoff leg. 1, 3, 4, 7, and 8. Conley would be in to go for $18, even on a 20-cent wager. Again, it's the $5,000 guaranteed pool. Pick 5 here, part of the go-to wagering menu. The go-tos tonight, they're going to be the pick five, race one, pick fours, races two and six, because we've got a nine dash card on top. We do feature non jackpot high fives in races five and nine on the evening. So it looks like a little over 2 minutes to post here on race number one of nine. We'll wish everyone all the best on getting their tickets in for this pick five play right up front.
There's a look at the paddock camera presented by the Ontario Equine Education and Employment Program. Field on post parade for the first race. One, Forbidden Treasure. Jason Rye for Pam Forgey and Mindy Finling Repko. Number two is Katyan Morgan. Scott Quiller for Roy Jeffries. Number three is Peter Crown. Brett McDonough for Steve Watson. Number four, Mystic. Sammy Filya for Robert Kyle Fellows and Michelle Legacy. Number five, Wanda's Wonder. Dag Henryson for Quantum Farms. Number six, All-Star Goldie. Daryl Thiessen for Steve Watson and All-Star Farms. And number seven is Valuable Miss. Austin Sorry for Kyle Boston and William Pendleton and Trevor Henry Stables. And let's get a look at this field. Why don't we just stay right there with number seven, Valuable Miss, because I know a guy that took Valuable Miss on top as his selection in here, and I know that guy is right now looking at 7-2 and saying, yeah, that's good.
That's the one I want. I mean, I do like 4, 6, 7 to start at the pick five play, but for my top choice, I want the one that's going to get a better return. They're all kind of even, 4, 6, and 7. The 6 and 7 for me likely have the best gate speed in here, and they've got a pretty good post to work from here. I mean, the 1 and 3, they can both leave, but I don't know. If you're a lever at Grand River, I want you leaving post 5, 6, or 7. So for me, my top two, 7, 6, 6, 7, pretty good exactor box play here, in my opinion.
And the thing about valuable miss, if you look down the program, because this one's got a light record this year, but was facing much tougher and then dropped down last race and was a lot better. So maybe can carry that forward now. And it did just drop to 5-2. Others, number 6, All-Star Goldie, my top one. Double barrel Daryl Thiessen gets the catch drive on All-Star Goldie, one that's got 4 wins this year.
Yeah, and he's familiar with her. He was on board last time out, racing up close, made a push up and around 3/4, just to fade it slightly through the stretch drive, but more than worth a look here. And the price is right again, 5-2 for both the 6 and 7. Thiessen likely to put this one in play. I could see this one on or near the lead. So a trip, maybe, for All-Star Goldie this evening. She gets a big shot here.
If you look back 2 races ago, raced here against Tougher, mile of 55 and 4, and the winners like Chaos and Veracruz and Victor Invictus would all be the favorite in this. I think All-Star Goldie fits nicely, 5-2. The money is all clearly on the 4, 6, and 7. And number 4, Mystic, well, certainly the record's light on this one, but gets away from Mohawk. And if you look further down the page, last year you see this one, or rather this year you see this one racing at Rideau Carleton in a preferred and finishing second, Rideau Carleton preferred. So Mystic, maybe with a class drop.
Yeah, meets up with some easier horses here, and then you've got Samuel Filion driving, one of the hot drivers here at the river. Mystic just trying to turn things around, facing what would appear to be maybe a softer bunch. Very tough company in the last few starts there with Mr. Magic. I believe he won his 4th in a row at Woodbine Mohawk Park on Saturday evening. So, again, this looks like an easier spot for Mystic. Just couldn't get behind putting this one on top, especially now at the short price of 9-5.
And then we had a disagreement on who to throw in for 4th. You went to Catkin Morgan, and I went to Forbidden Treasure. Catkin Morgan is at least one that shows 57 speed here.
Coulter. I'm a big fan of Scott Coulter, always have been, and figured this one would be a price in here. I don't think it's good enough to include in the pick 5, but for sure good enough to include in the superfecta play.
I'm a big Scott Coulter fan, but as much a great driver, long-time successful driver, but also the personality. Just a great overall guy.
Yeah.
Number 1
can
Forbidden.
Sing a tune.
He can sing a tune, but you know,
he stopped the show one evening at the O'Brien Awards with his rendition of Desperado. It was unbelievable.
I've listened to that. Actually, it is great, and at the Tan Tornado, great guy, pretty solid driver, has had a nice career. Catkin Morgan, but I went to Forbidden Treasure just on the bottom. Now, 201 last race. Clinton went to the front, didn't need to go more, won by almost 2. At least the horse is coming in off of a win, and gate speed from the inside, maybe, but we're just looking for ones to put under the top 3. Your number 7, Valuable Miss, is 2-1, and my 6, All-Star Goldie, 3-1. The favorite is 4, Mystic, taking up their positions. Forbidden Treasure, Catkin Morgan on the inside. In the center, Peter Crown, Mystic, Wanda's Wonder. To the outside, All-Star Goldie and Valuable Miss. It's a field of 7. Race number 1. First dash on a marvelous Monday as we are gathered at the river. Field 4, race number 1 is at the start, and All-Star Goldie pushing the gate away. Then Peter Crown, Forbidden Treasure, Mystic, and Catkin Morgan, Wanda's Wonder, and Valuable Miss is back trailing the field. All-Star Goldie, double barrel Daryl firing early with All-Star Goldie. 5-2 on the board, and now tries to rein this one in a little bit. Leads it by 2. Forbidden Treasure second. Peter Crown is third. Mystics racing fourth. Then it is Catkin Morgan. And back to Wanda's Wonder. And to the outside, Valuable Miss has to pass them all to win. All-Star Goldie is skating on the lead as they race up towards us off a 27 opening quarter. Racing second. Forbidden Treasure. Peter Crown third. Mystic is racing fourth. And Valuable Miss is now moving on the outside, and we'll get some good cover with Mystic taken to the outside. Then it is back to Catkin Morgan and back trailing the field. Wanda's Wonder. On past the half for All-Star Goldie, leading still by 2.25, 56-4 halftime. At a 29-4 second panel for All-Star Goldie. Forbidden Treasure, Mystic on the outside, first up third. Peter Crown fourth, Valuable Miss on the outside fifth, but gapped in the cover. Then Katkin, Morgan, and Wanda's Wonder. All-Star Goldie continues on. All-Star Goldie looking like an all-star right now. Leads by about 3.5. Forbidden Treasure, Mystic, Valuable Miss is fourth, and Peter Crown. They go by 3/4, 1:25-2. And it is All-Star Goldie pouring it on. Leads by about 5. Racing second, Mystic and Forbidden Treasure and Valuable Miss. All-Star Goldie on down the stretch drive they come. All-Star Goldie, nice cushion, cruising on down the stretch drive. All-Star Goldie slowing noticeably at the finish, but is still going to win by about 3.5 lengths. Then Mystic, and then it was Valuable Miss. Forbidden Treasure, 150, 6 flat, race number 1. How about that double barrel Daryl Sugar?
Yeah, nice pick, Gary. Your top call gets there. Was very ambitious in the early going, and turns out she'd never be better. And she was on this night. That's a new lifetime best of 156 flat. She was needing that wire, though. They were getting closer with every stride, but she got a pretty good jump on them down the backstretch when Thiessen let this one roll. A very nice gate leave. The 7 had no interest whatsoever leaving from that outside post. She probably needed a horse to her right. I'll be watching for that one next time.
And a straight superfecta, 6-4-7-1. I start off the night.
Imagine.
I'm not bragging, but it's just.
Oh, Gary Guy.
I don't get very many, so
right
I have to say it when I get it because they're pretty rare. They happen just once in a blue moon. But look, there's Daryl Thiessen, and he doesn't win once in a blue moon. He wins often. He's got a 300 and something driving average this year, and and you saw this one really fired up. I mean, I said push the gate away. I mean, that gate needed to get out of the way.
There was nothing in there that could show that early gate speed that All-Star Goldie showed. You know what? This is a great start to Daryl's night. I haven't taken a close look at his lineup, but Daryl loves to win in bunches. Again, this is a great start for his evening at the river.
Well, tell me the driver that doesn't like to win in bunches.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's just guys that kind of stand out to me. Travis Henry is another one. Sammy's been doing good things as well. So, yeah, when these drivers get on a roll, you want to be watching for them.
I get the reference. I just wanted to take a jab, just to start off the night with a couple of jabs here and there.
That's just a Gary Guy way.
Absolutely. And there is a Daryl Thiessen way. Double barrel Daryl and All-Star Goldie, victorious 5-year-old Muscle Up. The Gold Bay Mare, owned by All-Star Farms, is Steve Watson. Steve Watson, the trainer, 5th win this year, 14th lifetime. All-Star Goldie and Double Barrel Daryl, victorious in race 1. First race. Wow, it's 6 All-Star Goldie, 733.20, 224 Mystic, 260, 210. 7 Valuable Miss, 270, $2 exactor, 1620. Dollar Try, 1980. Dollar Super, 65.40. 20-cent Super, 1308. The first race, where we finish from the top, 4562713. That's 4562713.
Hey kids, do you like to write stories or poems or draw pictures of horses? We're running 2 contests from now until August 31st with a total prize money of $3,500. For the Youth Literary Derby, Ontario students in grades 3 to 8 can submit either a short story or a poem with standardbred theme. Poems and stories are judged separately. If you like to draw, then the Youth Art Derby might be for you. This one is open to students in grades 3 to 12, and you can do a drawing or a sketch of anything standardbred related. Check out our website for more inspiration and more information, bgracingalliance.ca.
Here we are. We are back, folks. We are 5 minutes away from the start of the early pick four play. Early pick four, guaranteed pool, $2,500. Part of the go-to wagering menu this evening. Right now, there's a heavy favorite that I like. Really like her chances. Not a big fan of the price, though, on HP Lit Shadow, the son of Shadow Play, racing for trainer Shane Barrington. Jason Ryan goes on board. This is an easier spot for HP Liz Shadow coming up. A 10-time winner last season. Not as many trips to victory lane in 2025, but form's pretty good off of that last one. Battled first up a long ways. Still managed to come home 27-4, a trip in 53 over the big track at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Let's go to some pick four ticket ideas. Bring up mine, we'll bring up Gary's, and one for Conley Ecclestone as well. Of course, we got to use the 2. HP Liz Shadow here. Again, love the chances. Absolutely not a big fan of that price at 1 to 5. My backup plan B, is number 3, Premier First Star, Austin Sorey. Going on board that one this evening. Third race, pacing event. We're on the 4, Don't Mess with Molly, along with 5, Dream Shot. We'll try to make it 3 in a row under trainer Jared Bothwell. It's Jason Ryan staying on the 5, Dream Shot in the 3rd. Fourth race, trotting event, Pinewood, Hanover, Veracruz. Coming close in recent starts, runner-up finisher, each of the last 2. Very tough to pick either or, the 1 or 4. So we're using both of them in the 4th race. Race 5, the payoff flag, 1, 3, 4, and 9. We've got some young, inexperienced 2-year-old pacing fillies on the end of the pick four play. We're in for just $6.40 on the 20-cent wager. We'll bring up a ticket for Gary Guy, who was ice cold for the superfecta in race number one. The triactor payout even come back well for what came in. I mean, 6, 4, 7 were the three that were taking all the action. I think the dollar try still come back just shy of $20 in the opener. So we got a second choice starting up the pick five play, looking to get underway in this pick four. Gary opting for HP Liz Shadow, Premier First Star. He's on the 1 and 5 and the 3rd. He likes the chances for tempting on the rail for Harris, also including Dream Shot, again trying to make it 3 in a row. 1 and 4, 4 or 1. Which one is going to take down the fourth race trotting event? That's the way we see it. Race number 5 on the end of it. Gary opting for 4. Better Story with Sammy Videon driving. He's the top selection there. He's also including number 3, Saratoga. Jason Ryan on board for owner-trainer Jack Darling. Just $3.20 for Gary. If you want to play along with his pick four ticket idea, one more to look at here for Conley Ecclestone. Singles up the 3, Premier First Star at 11-1 here in the opening leg. 2, 3, 5 for Conley in the 3rd, being Autumn Honey, Calico Seals, their Dream Shot. 1 and 4, Pinewood Hanover, Veracruz. Which one will take down the fourth race trotting event? I think it's got to be either one of those. And Conley opting to go deepest of all in the final leg. 1, 3, 4, 7, and 8 for those inexperienced 2-year-old pacing fillies. 20 center for Conley, $6 even. If you want to play along, it's a $2,500 guaranteed pool pick four getting set to start up. Next voice you'll hear, track announcer Gary Guy.
Field for the second on parade. 1, he's a handyman. Mike Horner for Mark Horner. Number 2 is HP Liz Shadow, Jason Ryan for Shane Barrington and Imagine Stable. Number 3 is Premier First Star, Austin Sorry for Mike White, Nioski, and Robert Jones. Number 4 is Reactor Now, Brett Medina for Greg McNair, Bradley Grant. Number 5, Harry G, Sammy Filia for Duncan Gillis and Christina Saftig. And number 6, Larjan Levi, Lauren House for Patrick Bissett and Larry Lane. Field of 6, race number 2. Let's get a look at this field. And HB Liz Shadow, 4 to 5 the board now. Recent form not good at Mohawk, but we've seen this story before this year. Horses with this kind of form coming in and racing well. And in fact, that last one, not that bad.
Oh, race big. I mean, Barrington had a couple in there. I believe he was sending out Kyle's Art in there as well. So Kyle's Art was on or near the lead. HP Le Shadow, though, pressed the issue throughout that final half and was Still close to them on the end, pacing home 27-4. If you look down the lines, there's a win there in 150 flat when racing up close and taking control following the halftime. That was late June, and this horse looks very sharp coming out of the Pillsbury. Jason Ryan on board for Barrington. Was 1-5. I'm liking this price a whole lot more. He was 4-5. Now takes another drop to 3-5. I'm not sure what he's going to go off at, but this is an easier spot for him, Gary.
Earned $106,000 last year in 39 starts and took a mark of 48-4. This is a big-time pacer, and you saw this one getting warmed up and looks like he's going to be skedaddling on out of there a little bit. Number 3, Premier First Star. We both think if you're going to go against HB List Shadow, then that might be the most logical place to go.
Just missed out on pacing to a new life best in the latest at the big track. He get picked off late by Hungry Man, second by a neck, race time 150-4. Austin Sorey goes on board, likely to be on or near the lead with these. Put up some pretty big fractions when racing up close there. He was second at the quarter, 26-3. Third at a half, 54-3. Looked to be home and cooled again. He was just picked off very late by Hungry Man.
Yeah, Premier First Star, how do you like that? Drops in class, goes almost a full second faster, and finishes second. It's just sometimes dropping a class doesn't necessarily mean you won't have to still keep going well, but still, it was a solid outing for Premier First Star. One thing, though, I didn't like, but it's the same thing with HB List Shadow. Premier First Star, just 1 win on the year. HP List Shadow, only 2. Thing we know with HP List Shadow. Proven winner, though, with 10 wins last year, 20 lifetime. Others to get a look at. Number 4, Reactor Now. This is a veteran 10-year-old that's won 24 times. Also just 1 win on the year after winning 5 times last year.
Right on. It could be something to think about here. He's got some pretty good gate speed over Grand River Raceway. It's just the end of his miles, 29-3, 29-4 in the latest 2. And when racing at this level, you want to be sure you can come home 27-28 at times. He does show some 28 speed on the end of his miles back in June and into July. But the last couple of outings, just a little light on the end. So if he can find a little more in that final quarter, wouldn't be surprised to see him bumped up a spot, maybe an exactor factor.
The last time that he raced in this class was June the 30th. He won by a head. So, the next one was against tougher, and the next 2 here against tougher classes, and then at Mohawk. So maybe just this class can help out Reactor Now. Although HB List Shadow and Premier First Star make it kind of hard to say that this is really not a tough group as well. Number 1, he's a handyman. Got around Clinton rather handy.
He is a handy half-mile horse, and when he's on his game, he can go with preferred types. I mean, I've seen him circle them in London through the winter meet, coming from way back on a number of occasions with a big final quarter push or even a final 8th push. He's a 9-time winner last season, 4 victories in 2025. He's a good fit here, but I don't know if he's got the speed. This, the 2 and 3, 3 and 2, capable of pulling off a 51 or 52 mile here, Gary.
And the other 2, Harry G and Larjan Levi, both were good earlier in the meet. Harry G romped to win in 52, and Larjan Levi had a win in 51-4. It's just the form not as good as it was earlier in the meet. Field of 6, Sugar. They're taking up their positions. He's a handyman. HP List Shadow on the inside. Premier First Star. Reactor Now in the center. The outside, Harry G. Larjan Levi. It's a field of 6 for the second dash. They're nearing the start. And the field for the second race. At the start of the rough, Reactor Now. Premier First Star, HB List Shadow, but Premier First Star is first right now. HB List Shadow, Reactor Now, he's a handyman. Harry G back to Larjan Levi. Premier First Star 3-5 on the board. Has the front, and HB List Shadow is racing position second. Then it is Reactor Now. Racing fourth is He's a Handyman in front of Harry G and Larjon Levi. 6 in a line. 26 and 2 opening quarter. Premier First Star, and Austin Surrey has the front. HB Liz Shadow is racing position second, right close in the pocket. Then Reactor Now, then a gap of about 4. He's a Handyman, Harry G, Larjon Levi, and off that 26 and 2 opening quarter, the field heads on up towards the half, and on top, Premier First Star leads it by a length and 3/4. HB Liz Shadow, Reactor Now, and racing fourth about 7 off the lead as He's a Handyman. Then it is Harry G and back to Larjon Levi, but Premier First Star is still starring in the second dash off that 54 and 3 halftime. 28 and 1 second split. Premier First Star leads by 2 on by 3/4. Premier First Star, HB Liz Shadow getting a little closer now, is up tight. 1:22 the 3/4 time, and there goes HB Liz Shadow to the outside. On the inside, Premier First Star, as they're about to turn for home, HB Liz Shadow is able to grab the lead from Premier First Star. Reactor Now is coming on the outside, and then Harry G is taking over fourth on down the stretch. Round they come. HB Liz Shadow now is leaving them all in behind the Shadow. HB Liz Shadow is going to win it going away. Harry G, then Reactor Now and Larjon Levi. 151 flat for HB Liz Shadow and Jason Ryan.
How's that for back class, Gary? We said 51 or 52 likely wins it. Gary, HB Liz Shadow probably hasn't had a trip like this in forever. I mean, he was muscling up at the halftime, and great to see a nice class horse like that trip out for victory again. I haven't seen his horse get a trip like that in ages.
And of course, to get that speed, it helps if the one on top is setting up the fractions. Even went
Right.
28 and 1 second panel, so 54 and 3. That's how you can wind up with that mile, pretty fast mile of 151. And some of the ones that we didn't talk about were able to come on and get onto the ticket because just the speed was a little too fast for some of the ones early to stay up with. HB Liz Shadow and also dropping out of it, Premier First Star.
Indeed. You mentioned Harry G on their way to the gate. I wasn't sure what we were going to see from that one, but down to the half and 54 and 3, I felt we were going to see a closer or two come on. So Harry G, he happened to be the exactor factor. A nice finish there with Sammy on board, likely paced his mile and 52 and change. So Harry G with the big deuce, and even Larjon Levi from way back completing the superfecta at 40 to 1. HB Liz Shadow opened at 1 to 5. Didn't like the price. I could get behind him all day here at 6 to 5.
You're one that likes to separate the horses and geldings for the track record, so that is a record for a gelding. I still believe horses and geldings should go together, so 150 and 4 is ideal perception, but if you want it, there's a gelding record.
Well, HB Liz Shadow doing it, and he did it real well tonight. Again, I love seeing a class horse trip out, Gary. He was roughed up there last time out. The trip before that, he's like 3 wide the last half, and all he had to do was follow along there tonight. Great to see.
And HB Liz Shadow, 6-year-old Shadow Play Brown Gelding. Imagine stable owned. Shane Barrington trains. Jason Ryan, the winning drive, 3rd this year. 21st lifetime. 151 flat.
Nice.
The second race, payouts to HB Liz Shadow, $463, $32.65, Harry G, $11 and $4.10, and 4 Reactor Now, $530. $2 exactor, $70, $50 try, $84.10, $1 super, $488.65, 20-cent super, $97.73, $2 double of 6 and 2, $24.50. Second race order finish from the top, 615324. That's 615324 in the bottom.
Windbag Farm of Ontario is home to outstanding sires, including a three-time millionaire pacer tattoo artist who is new in 2025, the last great son of the legendary Some Beach Somewhere and multiple stakes champion Beachglass, Meadowlands Pace and Ontario Sire Stakes champion Lawless Shadow, and the richest pacing stallion in all of harness racing history, the great Hall of Famer Mick Wicked. Also standing at Windbag Farm, Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Betting Line, My MVP, and Trixton. For more information, visit windbagfarm.com.
Field 4, race number 3 on the parade. 1 Tempting, Jay Harris for Sean, Stacy, and Nick Way Farm. Number 2 is Autumn Honey, Mike Horner. Drives for RAW Equine and Mark Horner. Number 3, Calico Sealster, Daryl Thiessen for Josh McKibben and Kim Smith. Number 4, Don't Mess with Molly. Scooter Gimlet drives and trains for James Dean and Carter Gimlet and Brooke Gimlet. 5 is Dream Shot, Jason Ryan for Jared Bothwell and Neil Oostrom. And number 6, CC the Yankee, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Field of 6, race number 3. Let's get a look at this field. We'll start with number 4, Don't Mess with Molly. And Sugar in the post spread, I laughed because I announced Carter Gimlet is on the ownership. And I think, who's Carter? Oh, Scooter. I forgot his real name. But Don't Mess with Molly, I believe, is your top one, isn't it?
I've got the Dream Shot.
Oh, well, let's
number
go
5.
to Dream Shot first. Well, Scooter will get his FaceTime in a minute.
Her form is really good right now. I mean, she took the light best at 53 and 3-2 back. Then she had to go all she could to hold on for victory in the latest. So she looked very sharp July 21st. Still came back and win last time, but not as good as she was the start before. But she kind of looks like the layover here, pops off the page indeed, 3-5.
I know where I got the 4 or 5. I was looking at your pick 5 tickets, and I just took them in that order. But look, I think you just have to go to Dream Shot off those back-to-back wins and win in 54, and also beat the Maidens in 53 and 3. Crush the Maidens, just beat them, crush them. So Dream Shot 3-5, but you're not going to get any money out of Dream Shot. I think it's going to hold down there. So why not go to Scooter? Don't Mess with Molly, 10-1.
I love the price on that one. I love her as the exactor factor here. I mean, the action for second best in here is going towards the 1 and 3, and it has been like that since wagering opened up for this race. Don't Mess with Molly. A decent 4th last time out, home in 29 and 1, and that's what I like about this mare, Daughter of Always a Virgin. Lots of 28 and 29 final quarters throughout the program line. So for that reason alone, I like her for second best.
You know, and when I look at his driving colors, I think Toronto Argonauts. I don't know if you get that kind of double blue. Looks really sharp, and I'm going to cheer for the Scooter here. I didn't take him, but you know what? I'm cheering for the Scooter nonetheless. Love the kid. Don't Mess with Molly. Number 1, Tempting. I used this one as my second choice. Used it on the pick 5. Last couple races make it tough to use, but boy, I like some stuff before it. I'm looking for a better outing. The last 2 post positions were tough.
Yeah, she's not a big fan of that back tier spot, which she had last time out. She gets the nose on gate here. All she has to do, Gary, is get away cleanly and hopefully to be up close in here. She seems to do her best work when racing on or near the lead. I'm not sure how she's going to get away from the rails. She does show a break over Woodbine Mohawk Park way down in the card mid-May. Again, just mind the manners, try to race up close, and that puts her into the top 3 here.
She was so much better back in June. She was racing, showed a winning here in 55 and 3. Even did that from off the pace, blasted to the front from post 7 and was able to win. But just has not been as sharp of late. But I took a flyer just because I think Tempting just, well, you're going to get a price because those last 2 lines, they just kind of jump out at you as not being the best. Number 3, Calico Sealster. This is one that only 2 races back at Georgian in the non-winners of 2 was pretty competitive. And you might have seen last night also, that track is not playing out that quickly.
Right on. I did notice that. And you know what? This 3, Calico Sealster, taking some serious action, may have found a pretty good spot here. We've already seen Thiessen in the winner's circle back in race 1.
Dream Shot is currently sitting at 3-5 on the board. And the one I threw under the bottom of the ticket is 6cc Yankee. But one that has had only 2 starts this year and 1 last year, so lightly raced. We'll see if this one can kick home late and get onto the bottom of the ticket where I used it. It's Tempting at Autumn Honey on the inside. Calico Sealster Don't Mess with Molly. And to the outside, Dream Shot and CC Yankee. It's a field of 6 for the third dash as the field is making their way towards the start on a marvelous Monday gathered at the river. Field for the third race, field of 6. At the start and the off, and Don't Mess with Molly, Dream Shot, and Calico Sealster. Calico Sealster's got the lead. Don't Mess with Molly is second. Tempting on the inside is pressing on through, and Tempting is going to be filling the pocket on the back of Calico Sealster, and that parks out Don't Mess with Molly, who's getting some urging on the outside to move on up. Autumn Honey is fourth. Dream Shot is relaxed away early, is second last in front of CC the Yankee. Calico Sealster leads in on the outside. It is now Don't Mess with Molly and Scooter Gimlet being parked early alongside Calico Sealster, and Tempting is right there filling the pocket. Autumn Honey is racing fourth, and then Dream Shot still with just one beaten, and that is CC the Yankee off at 27-2 opening quarter. And up front, Calico Sealster and Don't Mess with Molly. Tempting is getting a lovely ride. Autumn Honey is racing position fourth. Dream Shot is still just second last, but now angles out, and now Dream Shot is moving up and is going to take a shot now, and this filly is advancing on the outside. And then it is back to CC the Yankee. 57-1 halftime, 29-4 second panel. Calico Sealster 7-5 still the front. Don't Mess with Molly hasn't gone away though. Hasn't seen the inside, but is still in the hunt and is only about 3/4 length back. Tempting on the inside is third. Then Dream Shot fourth, but still not really advancing. And Autumn Honey on the inside, and then CC the Yankee. Dream Shot, the heavy favorite, is coming a bit now, but it is Calico Sealster. Don't Mess with Molly. Tempting looking to dart up the passing lane, and Dream Shot within striking distance now, but has to still work hard. I'm down the stretch right for Calico Sealster. Tempting up the inside, Calico Sealster. Tempting and Don't Mess with Molly. Calico Sealster wins it. Tempting second. Don't Mess with Molly. CC the Yankee picks up fourth. 154-3. Calico Sealster. Very, very sharp for Double Barrel Daryl.
Very, very sharp. Daryl puts another new mark on a winner tonight. 154-3 for Calico Sealster, going home with a new speed badge. You know, perfect drive when on the lead. He had that pick on the outside with Don't Mess with Molly throughout, so he was able to back down that second quarter, 29-4, and then picked it up a bit through the third, 28-4, and home in 28-3. Just Daryl knew exactly how to approach that race. And again, with Carter on the outside, he just let his filly stroll through that second quarter. Carter stays on for third, right? And a nice trip for Tempting to get second in there. But once a horse gets that second quarter breather in, it's very tough to track them down, especially with that pick on the outside.
Who's this Carter? Who's Carter?
Well, I know him. But I don't know if I know him well enough to be calling him a Scooter.
Scooter. You've seen the Scooter on the program at Flamborough Downs, zipping up around. And look, he loves the nickname, so go with it, Scooter. But look, he did a nice job to keep that horse alive. He did. Once he got stuck on the outside and things didn't work out his way, he didn't hurt the horse at all, just stayed calm.
Right. Plenty of patience out there, right? You know what? When you're left out there and you know it, just get what you can, right? So if you want to get what you can, you back in, just like the leader's backing in, you know, strolling through that second quarter. So it wasn't too hard on that mare. Don't Mess with Molly, and again, reward it with a third best finish in there. Favorite off the ticket here. We mentioned Dream Shot was better two back versus that latest victory where she had to go all in, and she just didn't fire tonight.
Yeah, and was positioned but not moving up. You saw that second over gapped in the cover and really didn't have it. So off the ticket. But Calico Sealster was bet well 7-5, and back in front of us for a second time this evening. Double barrel, Daryl Thiessen. The winning drive at 3 Calico Sister. 3-year-old Better's Delight Brown filly over Kim Smith of Oshwegan. Joshua McKibben is the trainer. Daryl Thiessen, the winning driver. It's the third win for Calico Sister. 154-3, a new career best. Third race payouts 3 Calico Sister, 490, 290, 270, 1 tempting, 480, 320, and 4 don't mess with Molly, 490, $2 exactor, 20, $50 try, 32, $70 super, 475, 45, 20-cent super, 95.09. The third race order finish from the top, 261-354. That's 261-354.
Are you dreaming of a career with horses? The Ontario Equine Education and Employment Program is here to help. If you're an Ontario resident, you can take our free course and turn your passion into a profession. And employers can register for the program and receive wage subsidies, 50% for up to 18 weeks, or a maximum of $5,000. It's a win-win for job seekers and businesses alike. Ready to take the reins? Visit OntarioEquineEducation.com today and start your journey in the equine industry.
Fans on Post Parade 1, Pinewood, Hanover, Dag Henryson for Quantum Farms. Number 2 is Muscle Up the Gold, Daryl Thiessen for Joe Shaw and Patricia Gibb. Note there is no missing chart line, did not race August 9th. Number 3, Twinbee Archie, Anthony Hodford, Gabby Sasso, and Jeffrey Corchesney, and Mart West Racing. 4 is Vera Cruz, Brett McDonough, Timothy Chirueko, and Gary Green. And 5 is Stonebridge Zeus, Austin Sorry for Brian Lawrence, and Smirk Incorporated. Field of 5, race number 4. Let's get a look at this field. And Pinewood Hanover, boy, I'll tell you, last time out, just outstanding. And Pinewood Hanover right back in again. Inside post, I think might be leaving a bit.
Oh, he looks good too, right? Body language says he's on go once again. 54 flat, life best in the latest, and looking every bit as good tonight as he did last time out over the river. So if he gets away cleanly, possibly a trip downtown over the river.
Okay. He looks pretty fired up. I'd imagine that Pinewood Hanover is going to be blasting out and make it very tough on his competitors in here. And but look, Vera Cruz has got lots of credibility. Last year, really outstanding. This year, light in the win column, but the recent form on Vera Cruz is headed in the right direction.
Yeah, coming around, right? Runner-up finishes in each of his latest 2. The son of Father Patrick, just a one-time winner this season, but he's hit the runner-up spot 6 times. And you look through the rest of the field here, easily the highest earner this season. So Vera Cruz will try to stay close. 1 to 2 right now. I'd be looking at the 1. Whichever price is better come post time, that's where I'd be leaning.
I'm really shocked that Vera Cruz is getting that much money. I thought Pinewood Hanover is one that the fans would be pining for, but that's Vera Cruz
They'll
right
probably
now.
come.
And number 5, Stonebridge Zeus, one that, I guess maybe didn't show enough respect for. I left this one off of my 4 in a field of 5, but Stonebridge Zeus is one that also was facing a decent company last time out. Steamer, the Fixer, there's a couple of good ones in there, and was 4th beaten 4. I mentioned before that Georgian is the track is not coming up fast right now. 56 and 4 mile could go more here.
Well, there it is, right there, right? 56 miles in each of the last 3 with some really nice back quarters there as well. Not going to be too far back in this one, a shortened up field of 5. So Stonebridge Zeus, for me, all day is a top 3 threat.
So which way did you go now that we've lost one with the scratch? The 2 or the 3?
I said give me the 2. Daryl Thiessen, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's 2 for 2 thus far tonight.
Yeah, and I should mention there is no missing line. Didn't race August the 9th, but did race July the 27th, and Clinton did race.
Yeah, Clinton, and got the job done, right? Was on the lead all the way, and they could not take his heart away. Heavy favorite on that occasion, and kind of a good fit here for a superfecta possibility. I couldn't put him ahead of Stonebridge Zeus, though.
Yeah, and the thing with when you look at Muscle Up the Gold, you look down the right, and you 202, and you see some of these 59 and 4 at Dresden. You got to remember that one at Dresden made a break, recovered. Clinton, half-mile track, just a different ball game there. And sometimes the speeds, they really don't show up. And look, Grand River's come up so quick now.
Right on. Grand River, fastest 5/8 mile track in the nation. And the 2-year-old showed it there on Industry Day. And we already seen a mile tonight, 151 flat. So things are going pretty quick at the river.
In Twinbee Archie, you go further down the page, did race in 55 at Mohawk to finish second. In a decent field. Twinbee Archie, it just hasn't come of late, but this is one that if he could get back to some of the things that he's shown in the past, he's not without a chance in here, Twinbee Archie.
I don't mind him in here at all. I'd be playing the 2 and 3 on the end of the superfectas. Very tough to pick a winner between the 1 and 4, but I still like that Stonebridge Zeus for the top 3 spot.
I don't know. I'm all day in on Pinewood Hanover, and when I singled in the multi-legs last time out and got rewarded, and I'm just right back in with Pinewood Hanover. I'm pining for the inside post here at 6 to 5. It is a field of 5. Pinewood Hanover, Muscle Up the Gold on the inside. In the center, Twin B Archie to the outside, Vera Cruz and Stonebridge Zeus. It's a field of 5 for the 4th dash on a marvelous Monday as the field is motoring towards the start. Field for the 4th race. All in position and at the start and the rough, and Muscle Up the Gold leaves with Twin B Archie on the inside, Pinewood Hanover, but Pinewood Hanover and Henderson is moving well, has inside advantage. Twin B Archie is going to have to take back and find a seat and is going to squeeze into the pocket in front of Muscle Up the Gold. Then Vera Cruz and Stonebridge Zeus, and it is Pinewood Hanover who fell down to 1-5 on the board as they race off the turn. 27 opening quarter. Racing second is Twin B Archie. Muscle Up the Gold is racing third. Then the trailing pair, Vera Cruz and Stonebridge Zeus, but Pinewood Hanover. Now Doug Henderson relaxed on the lead, looks for a second panel breather. They're all in a line as they head up towards the half. No one wanting to flush out. Right now in challenge, the heavily favored Pinewood Hanover and Twin B Archie. Right there in the pocket, nose to helmet. Muscle Up the Gold on the inside as well. There goes Vera Cruz now. And Vera Cruz is going to cruise up a little closer. He's taking over third. Muscle Up the Gold is fourth, half of 57. Stonebridge Zeus is fifth. It's a 30-second second panel. Pinewood Hanover. Here comes Vera Cruz now. 5-2 on the board is challenging the heavily favored Pinewood Hanover. Pinewood Hanover and Vera Cruz, they're going to slug it out right now. Twin B Archie third moves out on the back of Vera Cruz, and Pinewood Hanover not able to hold off Vera Cruz. Vera Cruz is just going to cruise on by. And now open up and lead by 2. Twin B Archie is out and driving. Now trying to just take second from Pinewood Hanover, but then goes off stride. Sent up wide, Stonebridge Zeus on the inside, Muscle Up the Gold, but Vera Cruz on down the stretch drive. And Brett McDonald looks over his right shoulder. Yeah, don't look. There's nothing to see. Vera Cruz is cruising. Stonebridge Zeus will get second. Pinewood Hanover drop back to third. Muscle Up the Gold fourth, 154-2. Vera Cruz have just one win on the season coming into this start after 22 starts, and well, now doubles that. Vera Cruz, I said, was headed in the right direction. Well, I think tonight is really the right direction.
We're seeing many new marks taken tonight. Vera Cruz trotting to a new best of 154-2. Pinewood Hanover, we saw in the post parade looking very sharp and maybe a touch hot, right? Because they got to the quarter 27 flat. You get into an early battle with Twin B Archie, who was going a big one until he rolled off stride when turning for home. So Vera Cruz kind of set up for him, and even for Stonebridge Zeus. We mentioned shortened up field of 5. He wouldn't be too far back, and he's right there for the exactor factor.
You know, when Vera Cruz had a really nice 3-year-old campaign last year and at times really looked great, and maybe we should have been looking at the last few starts. Vera Cruz started to really look like the Vera Cruz from last year.
Was sitting on a win, apparently, right? Runner-up finishes in each of the latest 2, and I just couldn't decide which one I would lean towards. I said come post time, whichever one's got the better price is the one I'd back. And Vera Cruz, 5-2, was a gift.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I was all over Pinewood Hanover, and I was what you call wrong.
It happens sometime. Can't be perfect all the time, Gary.
Yeah, well, it happens more than sometimes. But look, one thing about 1-5 horses, doesn't matter. And look, Vera Cruz was really, really good. I mean, Vera Cruz was tremendous. And I think the mistake on my part was just not noticing this is the horse that was coming back to last year.
What an exactor coming back on these two as well. The 4-5, Gary, is showing $63 on the exactor play.
Yeah, and also there, I didn't respect Stonebridge Zeus as well. So I was doubly wrong on this race. Just pretend this race, just rip it out of the program and say it didn't happen. But
turn the page.
You know what did happen? Vera Cruz happened. And Vera Cruz happened very nicely. A 4-year-old Father Patrick Brown gelding, owned by Gary Green and Timothy Cherwako. Timothy Cherwako, the trainer. Brett McDonald with a dominant Vera Cruz back in the winner's circle for a second win of the year. 9th lifetime, Vera Cruz cruising to victory. 154-2 for a new life best. The fourth race, number 4, Veracruz, 740, 510, 210. 5 Stonebridge Zeus, $12 271. Pinewood Hanover 210. $2 exactor 62.90. Dollar try 48.25. Dollar super 196.80. 20-cent super 39.36. Fourth race, order finish from the top. 34512 scratch. That's 34512 scratch.
Windbag Farm graduates have earned close to $465 million and have won nearly 50,000 times, selling yearlings eligible to Delaware, Indiana, Kentucky, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Ontario, and Pennsylvania, producing yearlings from outstanding sires including American Ideal, Bettor's Delight, Cattle Wash, Courtly Choice, Father Patrick, and the Great McWicked. For more information, windbagfarm.com.
Field on post parade for the fifth. One Westland Hanover Anthony Hahn from Acorn and Robert Woodburn and Kian Hahn. Number two is Final Range. Bright me down for Craig Barnes and Nurko Sokolovic. Three is Saratoga. Jason Ryan for Jack Darling. Number 4, Better Story, semi-filly for Luc Blanc, Determination. Number 5, Always in Awe, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Number 6, Tanya Hanover, Austin Story for Peter Brickman and Aaron Swainson Brickman. Number 7, Tour Finale, it's Mike Horner for RAW Equine and Mark Horner. 8 is Power Wash, Daryl Thiessen for Blair Burgess and Zoran Popovic. And number 9 is Ann Mack, Scott Coulter, Shane Weber, and Tom and Elizabeth Rankin. Field of 9, race number 5. Let's get a look at this field. Super High 5 and 1 Westland Hanover. A bunch of 2-year-old fillies, a full field. And this is going to be a bit of a handicapping problem in terms of just trying to figure it out because they're early on into their career. But you went to 1 Westland Hanover off of just 1 start here.
Oh, I think I got the 4 on top. I got 4-3-1. Yeah.
Oh, I did it again. I wrote your number the order you had them. Well, you know what? That makes a little more sense to me because I took Better Story.
Yeah, Better Story. I mean, the winning qualifier, right? That's what had me going towards this one. You're getting Sammy on board for trainer Luc Play. All he has to do is do what he did in the qualifier, and that should win it. A 57-mile appears to be good enough to beat these.
Maybe I was just trying to get you off the one that I think is going to win, just to tag you with a loss. But, and Sammy Fillion's been rolling of late, and Luc Belay, of course, always gets a big chunk of the story, and Better Story is one that really, really qualified well here. It's nice that the horse has been over this track and over it smoothly and confidently in 57-3. Mm-hmm. Good-looking horse, ready to roll.
I think so. I mean, did have a start over Georgian. It didn't work out for him, so put away for a couple of weeks, maybe some fine tinkering, and then again was gangbusters in the qualifier. I'm surprised, actually, to see him right now at 9-2.
And just a $208,000 yearling purchase. But look, Saratoga, there's one that's a $70,000 yearling purchase. And, well, a Bulldog Hanover. I think the Bulldog Hanover sometimes can be competitive.
Yeah, Jack Darling, he's had luck with the sire, and he's had luck with some of the babies that have come out of his test crop. Saratoga, a daughter of Bulldog Hanover from a betting line mare. Good enough qualifiers for me, showing 28 speed on the end. Jason Ryan gets the call for this 3 Saratoga, who takes all the early action.
Yeah, we got to pay attention to Jack's horses. He had himself what you call a day here on Industry Day.
Oh, did he ever?
Yeah.
Pair of wins, first sub 150 mile ever at Grand River Raceway, and that's good to see.
And now that actually is back to being the track record. I don't know if they've gone back and re-looked it all over. Now that other record is 150. So 49-4. Jack does have Control Rocks as the overall track record.
I thought that might happen, I just from what I looked at and the way I had clocked up some replays after that day, I was sure Control Rocks was the one.
So 49-4 is the track record, but the way we get over this track, I don't know how long that'll hold up, and we'll get a shot at it at some point. Others in here to get a look at? Well, 1 Westland Hanover. I tried to give you this one on top, but Westland Hanover is one at least you used on your top 3.
Yeah, and you know what? Now that we talked about it, it's probably going to go out there and jog. I mean, the first start, home in 29-1. Pacing in 57 flat. 57, maybe 56, but 57 can win this race.
Yeah, and this a Better's Delight filly that certainly Meg Crone's had a lot of success over the years, so this one on the inside, we'll see. Now, we've talked about the inside post is fine for the Pacers. It's not been fine for the young trotters, but the young Pacers have seemed to be okay with post position 1. Number 9, Ann Mack. Ann Mack from the trailer post. We haven't liked the trailer post here often.
No, the only reason I'm using this one in the high-five play, both 9 and 7, they've got the most experienced of these, and sometimes that counts.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. And look, the money has come pretty hard now for 3 Saratoga, so you're getting Better Story along with me at 7-2. I tried to push you off the 4, but you hung tough
Yeah.
there and you insisted on staying with me at 7-2 on the 4 Better Story. But the fans think that Saratoga is the better story, but the price isn't better. 4-5. It's Westland, Hanover, Final Rinse, and Saratoga on the inside. Better Story, always in awe in the center. On the outside, Tanya Hanover, Tour Finale, and Power Wash in the second tier, and Mac. It's a field of 9 for race number 5. The field for the 5th race is at the start, and they're off, and Better Story gets out well. Saratoga on the inside, and then racing third and driving on now. Tour Finale second, Saratoga third, and racing position fourth, Westland Hanover. Then always in awe, Tanya Hanover back to Ann Mack, second last, Final Rinse, and trailing is Power Wash, but Better Story right now, 2-1 on the board. At this point is better than the field, and Tour Finale is filling the pocket. Saratoga is forwardly placed third, 28-2, opening quarter as they race their way on up towards us, and then Westland Hanover, and then back to always in awe, Tanya Hanover. Then it is Ann Mack and Final Rinse, and trailing the field is Power Wash, 28-2 opening quarter. Better Story and Sammy Filias, the story so far, and leads as they race their way on up and past the half. Tour Finale second. There goes Saratoga now, and Saratoga has sprung to the outside and racing fourth, Westland Hanover. Gapped a little bit in the cover of Saratoga, who's moving up aggressively now, has taken over second and is in pursuit of Better Story. Better Story, Saratoga, half 59-4. Third is Tour Finale as they race the back stretch, and Westland Hanover fourth, and then Tanya Hanover and Ann Mack way back. Power Wash and second last, always in awe, and trailing the field, Final Rinse. But Better Story right now is better and is holding off Saratoga, who hasn't gone away though, is a length back and chipping away, getting a little bit closer. 3/4, 129-1, and Better Story and Sammy Filia to the top of the stretch. And racing second is Saratoga, inside third, Tour Finale, and Ann Mack with a big late push on down the stretch right. Better Story and Saratoga, they are going at it. Better Story is game. Better Story is better than Saratoga by about a neck. Then finishing third was Tour Finale, and fourth, Tanya Hanover, 158-2. Better Story and Sammy Filia was the better one in this fourth race, and they got at it.
Get at it early. I mean, what a breather for the leader through the second quarter. It was just 31-2. I mentioned earlier, anytime those pace setters can get that big breather in the second or third quarter, they're usually going to be sticking around late. And Better Story, nice maiden victory there, holding off the first-time starter, Saratoga. A very good second, and then Horner trips out for the third spot in this high five race. 158-2. I thought they might go 56, 57, but it was that half, right? 59-4. It's all they could manage was a 58-mile after that.
And Better Story needed that breather because, I mean, I said Better Story is better than Saratoga, but that's very trip dependent because if it was the other way around and Better Story came first up on Saratoga, I think we'd be looking at a reversed result.
Very possible indeed. Better Story, though, like I said, nice rating there. Young horses, you don't want to use up too much in the early going. I mean, this one was settling in comfortably for that lead. You got the favorites first and second in the high five. The better price is on top, and then you've got double-digit odds for the final three in the high five place. So the payout should come back fine.
Yeah, and we didn't use a Tour Finale or Tanya Hanover, so at least that helps it out, although you did have Ann Mack. We both had Ann Mack for fourth, which ends up being fifth on the bottom. But, it really looked like it was going to be a two-horse race, Better Story in Saratoga, and they did race well. We got the better price at 2-1. I like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, the two best horses are first and second. The better price is on top. You tried to steer me towards the one. I mean, I had her as a top three threat. I expected a little more, but she had a little trouble following up on that cover that was in front of her, and she faded late when being asked on the wide side. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. Young horses, inexperienced.
Yeah, well, I tried to steer you wrong, but you were better than that. And it's a 4-3-7-6-9. Better Story, Victoria's Ethereal, Better is Delight. Bay Filion, Determination. Luke Blay is the trainer. Sammy Filion, the winning driver. Better Story, better than the field, 158-2. The fifth race bounce for a better story. 660, 310, 240, 3 Saratoga, 260, 210, 7 Tour Finale, $4, $2 exactor, 1560, dollar try, 45.95, dollar high five, 1189.65, dollar pick three, $56, dollar pick four, 242.80, a dollar pick five was 670.10. Fifth race, order finished in the top. 792-164-385. That's 792-164-385 on the bottom.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Watching Grand River Raceway. We're into the back half of this abbreviated Monday evening card. Just 9 races tonight. So the back half of this card starts up with a pick 4 play. Pick 4 covering final 4 races, 6 through 9. Opening leg of the pick 4. We'll get talking about it here. Let's bring up some ticket ideas. Myself, Gary, and Connolly doing our best to map out a winning combination on the late pick 4 at the river. I'm going to go 4 deep in the opening leg. Went inside to Better Bell, Greystone Playgirl, TJ all the way. Good Pride. 1, 2, 3, and 4 for me to open up the pick 4 play. Deepest of all, race 7. I've got it pegged as a wide open trotting event. Let's go back to the ticket there with a 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. The 8th race. We're on 5 and 6. Really like the chances for the 5. Dragons better. It's another live bullet on the card for Daryl Thiessen, who's been to the winner's circle twice already. Outside chance for number 6, Bet 19. Another one to consider there. And on the end of it, race number 9, we're using 2 rose-colored glasses. We'll also include 4 Pick Me Up Hanover. And the 6, Britta's Best Bet, who's switching to blinkers this evening. Indigo on the late pick 4 for $24 even. On a 20-cent wager, we'll get a look at Gary Guy's late pick 4 ticket idea now. He's using 1 and 3 in the opening leg. His top selections come out on top here in the ticket graphics. It was top selection race 7. It's the 2, Marvin Hagler, also including the 1 and 6. Top selection for Gary in race 8. It's 3, Keystone Dakota. Trying to find that winning form that he showed through the month of June at Grand River Raceway. So finds an easier spot. Gary electing to go with 3, Keystone Dakota in the 8th, also including 5, Dragons Better. Gary goes deepest of all in the finale. What do you know? He's using a 6 in a harness racing finale. Britta's Best Bet. Again, adding blinkers there was top selection. He's also including the 1, 2, and 4 on the end of his pick 4 play. Here's that $9.60 ticket price again for Gary Guy on the late pick 4. Conley Ecclestone. Let's see what Conley's got mapped out for a late pick 4 at the river. A few singles here. He's on the 1, Better Bell. Heavy for Better Bell here. A single for Conley in race 6. 3 deep in the 7th using 2, 5, and 6. He's back to a single in the 8th. Number 5, Dragons Better. I do like that single. My top selection there, Dragons Better. Daryl Thiessen trying for another victory tonight. And Connolly also going deep on the end of it in the finale using a 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. His 20-cent ticket only costs $3 even. You can play it for $1 at $15. So that's the way we see this late pick 4 shaking down at Grand River Raceway. We're about 3 minutes away from post time. Best of luck to all racing and playing along.
Are you dreaming of a career with horses? The Ontario Equine Education and Employment Program is here to help. If you're an Ontario resident, you can take our free course and turn your passion into a profession. And employers can register for the program and receive wage subsidies, 50% for up to 18 weeks, or a maximum of $5,000. It's a win-win for job seekers and businesses alike. Ready to take the reins? Visit OntarioEquineEducation.com today and start your journey in the equine industry.
I'm Natasha Day. I train and drive harness racing horses at London, Ontario. These are my main products that I use in my racehorse barn that are all Omega Alpha, the Biotic 8, the Immune Plus, the Anti-Flam, which is great for the horses after they've had a hard day racing. The Biotic 8, I swear by it. Get all the dapples out, gets the old coat out, gets everything pumping and moving and makes the shine really come out.
Field on post parade for the 6th One Better Bell. Austin Torrey for John Chikine and Robert Poley. Number 2, Greystone Playgirl, Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani. And Carmelo Chimay, John Henderson. And Steve Houdon is also sharing an ownership. 3, TJ All the Way, Sam Filia for Bill Butt and Antonio Tangretta. Number 4, Good Pride, Sylvain Grenier drives and trains and owns. 5 is Michelate, Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. And number 6, Rosie Beach, Mike Horner for Doug Wilson and Mark Horner. And number 7 is Lenny's Girl, Jason Ryan for Michelle LeBlanc and Donna LeBlanc. It's a field of 7, race number 6. Let's get a look at this field for race number 6. And, well, Sugar, last race I tried to talk you off my top pick and couldn't get you to move off. And, well, we had them top pick together. We got the top one again, and I guess I can't sell you on bouncing off a better bell.
Got her picked on top, but you know what? At 1-2, I'd be looking elsewhere for a price. I mean, she loves to be up close, and that's where she's been the last few starts. Last time out, she just couldn't hold up, but she was racing against much tougher competition. Home just 30 flat. That's not going to win you too many. at Grand River Raceway. Again, I'll use her on top here, but at 3 to 5, there's some real nice prices on the 2, 3, and 4 right now.
Yeah, and I don't think she's 3 to 5 the best. In fact, one win in
No.
18 starts would certainly argue against that. 5 top 3 finishes during those 18. So, Better Bell gets you looking for a better value play. And you decided that value would be Greystone Playgirl. I went elsewhere, but Greystone Playgirl is one that raced okay from the trailer post last race, competitive.
She was over 50 to 1 last time, Gary, and she raced huge. And I mean, that's from the trailing spot, which is no man's land at times at Grand River Raceway. It's a very tough post to overcome. Was able to close in on the front pack following a hot half of 55 and 1. Passed many horses up on the wide side, 3 deep late. Pacing 55 and 4 speed. You want to go 3 back, showing that same 55 and 4 and a 28 and 1 kicker. Greystone Playgirl right now is the best value on the board at 4 to 1.
Yeah, I couldn't get there for second because of the 0 for 7 on the top 3 on the year. In fact, 1 win in 15. But I did go to TJ All the Way for second best, and this is one that made a break here 2 starts back, needed a flat line last time out, and blasted out anyway and got to the front. Got a flat line and got a third. Now, not the same speed, 58 and 3, but I think that's the race to build on now.
Yep, number 3, TJ All the Way, is a player in here. For the gate speed alone, all she's got to do is get away cleanly, right? She does show a break in between her, prior to her latest, we'll call it that. But if she can get away cleanly, she's likely to be sitting in the top 3. And she can get home all right as well, 28 and 4, 6 to 1 price player. Her along with 2, that's where I'd be leaning. There's no shot Better Bell would be worth a 3 to 5 play in here. She's way over bet right now.
And then number 4, Good Pride, has been just on the fringes of late. But look at last time out, beaten just 3 1/4, 56 miles. So is showing some signs and was way out of it early.
Way out of it. Another one coming up at the wide side, like the 2-horse, Greystone Playgirl. And these 2 were pretty much right together on the line. You're getting double digits on the 4, Good Pride. The question mark here is what kind of trip she going to get?
You know who I used for third in here is number 5, McLatte. Only 1 start and just a 5th at Saratoga, and now is one that's come north of the border. Did qualify a couple of times here back in June 23rd at Mohawk, July 18th at Mohawk, and then went down to Saratoga and now comes back. I think this is one that could be kicking in late, and you do see in a qualifier came home with a 28 and 2 final quarter. I wouldn't be surprised if McLatte doesn't do much early, but in the late going at a nice price of 25 to 1 comes flying late and picks up maybe a 3rd or a 4th.
Gonna have to find 2, maybe 3 seconds to hit the top 3 or 4 here, Gary. I mean, this mile should be a 55 trip. The 1, 2, 3, and possibly the 4, all capable of that. I don't see anything else in here. If there was another one maybe to include, it would be the 6, Rosie Beach for me. I just don't see it happening for the 5.
Well, the reason why I'm saying it for the 5, McLatte, a lot of these have already had a lot of starts. McLatte, this is just the 2nd career start. So oftentimes we don't really know just yet what they actually are through 1 start.
Yeah, Whalen's been going back and forth south of the border and racing up around here as well. So it'll be interesting to see this daughter of McWicked if she can shave those seconds off, find a trip within her 56 or so.
Mike gets the frequent flyer miles. He's a traveler. It's
Yeah.
Better Bell, Greystone Playgirl on the inside, TJ All the Way, Good Pride, McLatte in the center, the outside, Rosie Beach, Lenny's Girl. It's a field of 7 for race number 6. They're at the start, and they're off, and Rosie Beach is out quickly. Better Bell on the inside is going to blast. Rosie Beach, TJ all the way. Greystone Playgirl. Then McLatte is racing fifth and is looking to squeeze over to the pylons. In front of Good Pride and then Lenny's Girl. And now Rosie Beach is back to reclaim the lead. Better Bell 1-2 on the board is racing second right now. It's Rosie Beach at 11-1 has got the lead. And racing position third is TJ all the way. And now Better Bell is looping up on the outside. Better Bell has come on now against Rosie Beach, and Better Bell wants to be planted back on the lead and is. And Rosie Beach is second, racing third, TJ all the way. Greystone Playgirl is fourth, and then McLatte and Good Pride. And back to Lenny's Girl, the trailer, 28 opening quarter. And popping out, Greystone Playgirl wants to play up a little bit closer. But Better Bell 1-2 has the lead. Greystone Playgirl is coming to call now, first over, and is moving alongside second Rosie Beach. And fourth is TJ all the way. McLatte is fifth, and then Good Pride. And back to Lenny's Girl. Field hustles their way on towards 3/4 off a 58-2 halftime, and it is still Better Bell who's better. Austin, sorry, no urging yet. Leads it a length and a half, and on the outside, Greystone Playgirl plays a little closer, now a length back. Rosie Beach is third, then racing fourth is TJ all the way, then McLatte and Good Pride, and Lenny's Girl in the field is about to turn for home. Better Bell, Greystone Playgirl, and Rosie Beach and TJ all the way, and then McLatte on down the stretch drive they come. Better Bell digging in. Better Bell, Greystone Playgirl, Rosie Beach. Better Bell wins it. Greystone Playgirl was second, Rosie Beach third, and then TJ all the way, 155-3. Better Bell was 1-2 on the board, and raced like a 1-2 horse should. And then the second choice on the board at 5-2, Greystone Playgirl. So you get the exactor ticket at least, which is what you need when you're backing a 1-2 on top.
Yeah, I liked her chances. Didn't like the price. I still don't like that win price. I mean, she was 34-1 last time. She's never been those kind of odds. But she was good to go, especially with another one of those big-time second quarter breathers, right? 30-2. She was able to just steal away in there and would not be caught, pacing to a new lifetime best. 155-3. Lots of new marks continuing tonight, Gary.
Yeah, strangely enough, when it gets warm, the horses go faster. I do not understand that, because I got to tell you, I don't go faster when it's hot.
I used to deliver the newspaper on hot, sunny summer afternoons. Years ago, decades ago, right? And I'd go a little quicker in my winter travels versus a hot, sunny afternoon down in Prince Edward Island.
Yeah, I'd be laying down in the shade. But look, and also you mentioned if you're going to squeeze one in at a price, Rosie Beach, well, there's third.
Yeah, the gate push, right? Horner left sharply. It was give and it was go. When Better Bell took control and got that big breather, they weren't going to beat her. But Rosie Beach, she was going to be a player off of that trip, and she stays on for a strong third. I was thinking it might be as easy as 1, 2, 3 when turning for home, but Rosie Beach holds the show, though.
When I saw your picks 1, 2, 3, 4, I was going to accuse you of not even looking at the race and just turning the page, but I tried that line.
I got through the front too, Gary, and then I said to myself, you know what? Numbers game. Let's make it 1, 2, 3, 4. That was all.
Yeah, well, that's pretty darn close anyway, but the 6 did step in there, which you did say had a shot. It's Better Bell, better than the field, and back in front of us, the 3-year-old. Better is Delight Brown, filly owned by Robert Pooley. John Chickeen's the trainer. Austin, the winning driver. Second win for Better Bell, and a new career mark, 155-3. Sixth race, Payouts: 1 Better Bell, $3, 210, 210. 2 Greystone Playgirl, 260, 210. 6 Rosie Beach, $3. $2 Exactor, $4.90. Dollar Try, $15.55. Dollar Super, $50.45. Sixth race, or a finish from the top. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7. That's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 3, 7 on the bottom.
Windbag Farm of Ontario is home to outstanding sires, including a three-time millionaire pacer tattoo artist who is new in 2025, the last great son of the legendary Sub Beach Somewhere and multiple stakes champion Beachglass, Meadowlands Pace and Ontario Sire Stakes champion Lawless Shadow, and the richest pacing stallion in all of harness racing history, the great Hall of Famer Mick Wicked. Also standing at Windbag Farm, Archangel, Better Than Cheddar, Betting Line, My MVP, and Trixton. For more information, visit windbagfarm.com.
Field for the 7th on parade. One Tamil Riggs, Mark Etzel drives and trains and owns. Number 2, Marvin Hagler, Brett McDonough for Mark McQuarrie and Mary Petton. Number 3, Insanity, Jason Ryan for Ben Hollingsworth and Michael Goldberg. 4 is No One, Bruce Richardson drives and trains and owns. 5 is Serenity Cruise, Scott Culliver, Don Lindsay, and Jeff and Bernie Barr. Number 6, JG's pals, Sammy Filia for Brian Lawrence and Stuart Lawrence. Field of 6, race number 7. Well, let's get a look at this field for the 7th race, and we can stay right there with JG's pal because Sugar and JG's pal. Well, this time I don't have to talk you off my top pick in here because we're on different horses. JG's pal, 9 wins last year, 0 so far this year.
Yeah, big 0-4, right? 0 for 8 and 2025. He's the only trotter in here that is winless on the season, and been coming close in recent starts. Runner-up finisher, 2 of the last 3, third best in the latest. 55 speed for me, good enough to beat these. Just needs some kind of trip. I'm not worried about the outside post. I don't see a gate blast coming. There's not a whole lot of gate speed for this one. So likely to be looking for a helmet to follow and maybe a move just prior to the half.
And this is one that's got a little something in common with Veracruz, too, in the sense that the last few races are better than what he's been putting up earlier. So maybe he's coming around. And again, there's a lot of similarities. Veracruz had a bunch of wins last year and only one this year. And here's one that 9 wins last year, doesn't have a win yet this year. But JG's pal looks much like Veracruz in terms of pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, and I like his look right here. The body language says he's nice and loose. And Sammy called upon to see if he can right the ship on this one. He was on board for a qualifier back in early June, and then he was on for a 5th best finish at Grand River Raceway when racing against preferred types, right? So this looks to be an easier spot, and I love the price. 9-2. I can certainly get behind JG's pal here.
And Kenny Middleton's with you with JG's pal, but I'm not with you because I'm with your second choice, Marvin Hagler.
Marvin Hagler, I loved him 2 back when he trotted to a new mark of 55-2. Then they took him down south of the border, Batavia, a 4th best finisher in there, tripping 57-2. Marvin Hagler, on his best day, can handle this field. I do like his chances. Not a big fan of the even money. When I liked him 2 back, he was almost 6-1. Even money, I'd be looking for a price elsewhere.
Yeah, and when you got him at that much better price, I wasn't on him, so that turned me into a believer. Yeah, he went to Batavia and raced okay there, but look, this is one that had 19 top 2 finishes last year, and even this year, 9 out of 21 in the top 2. A lot to like about this horse. The thing to not like is the price. Number 1, Tamil Riggs, is one with some backclass. Mark Etzel driving and training, and one that has also been able to certainly win his share of races. A veteran with 301,000 lifetime.
Right on. Really nice veteran son of Cadabra. Many of them getting a bump down in class, right? Many of these have got some preferred and open experience, and Tamil Riggs, any kind of trip at all would put him right into the thick of things, and a decent price player here at 5-1. I mean, the prices are fine on the whole field, minus number 2, Marvin Hagler. I still don't get the even money on that fella.
Serenity Cruise is one that was really good for a bunch of races in a row, and then went to Mohawk, and it didn't work out well. Didn't fare well from post 7 here, but in a tough group with Gold Edition, Johnny Buckshot, JG's pal. Serenity Cruise, though, I like it. I think this is one you can at least use somewhere on the ticket.
Yeah, got him pegged as a super effective player, but for me, that'll be it. I mean, there are tough trotters in here, and he is stepping away from prefers, but they get down to the quarter pretty quick in that one, even the half 56-3, and they just couldn't close in on Gold Edition. This horse made a move on the wide side going into the final turn and didn't gain a position, and yeah, for me, maybe just the form goes off a little bit following those two sharp victories in July.
One thing we do know with Serenity Cruise, there's back class, and sometimes these classy old horses, they'll take a couple races off, and then they'll come right flying back, remember who they are, and show us again.
Indeed. It's just a real nice group, You could call it a backup class to a preferred type event, but any one of six here, really. Late action coming for 6, JG's Pal. I still don't mind 5-2 here.
Well, I know Marvin Hagler maybe can come up a little bit more, 3-2, but I'm going in that direction. Tamil Riggs, Marvin Hagler on the inside. Insanity and no one in the center. The outside, Serenity Cruise, JG's Pal. It's a field of 6. Race number 7. Field for the 7th race. They're at the start in the rough, and Serenity Cruise is going to blast early. Insanity is out well, then No One. Tamil Riggs is 4th away, then JG's Pal, Marvin Hagler. But Marvin Hagler with the inside position, so JG's Pal is going to be the trailer. Serenity Cruise and Scotty Coulter at 2-1 is cruising on around the turn to the opening quarter. Insanity is right there in a crazy good spot, racing 2nd. No One 3rd. Tamil Riggs is 4th, and then Marvin Hagler and JG's Pal. 6 in a line, and it is Scotty Coulter, Serenity Cruise, who's happily taking this field up towards the half with the lead of a 27-1 opening quarter. Leads at a length and a half over Insanity, and now Marvin Hagler's already popped out, and Marvin Hagler wants to come on now on the outside and punch his way to the top. And on the inside, that is No One, about 3 lengths off the lead. JG's Pal is following Marvin Hagler on the outside, and Tamil Riggs is on the inside trailing. Half of 57-3, 30-2, second panel. Serenity Cruise, Marvin Hagler punching closer. Insanity 3rd, JG's Pal on the outside 4th. And now Marvin Hagler is moving up and is right alongside Serenity Cruise. Marvin Hagler, Serenity Cruise. Racing 3rd, Insanity. JG's Pal is getting into the hunt. And then Tamil Riggs to the outside, to the inside. It is No One. Serenity Cruise trying to hold off Marvin Hagler and has reclaimed a slim lead. 3/4, 126-1. Marvin Hagler, Serenity Cruise. Marvin Hagler leads it by a head. Now a neck and now half a length, but might have to deal with JG's Pal. Serenity Cruise hasn't gone away yet. And looking up the inside is Insanity for across the track. And on the outside, JG's Pal. Marvin Hagler, JG's Pal. JG's Pal actually is in a photo with Serenity Cruise and Insanity as Marvin Hagler dropped out of it. But a 3-way photo finish. But it looked like JG's Pal on the outside in a close 3-way photo in 155-1 sugar.
I liked them, just kind of like the way I drew it up, right? Follow a helmet, make a move prior to the half, get towed up into it, tip wide, go home a winner. I'm pretty sure you got there, Gary.
Yeah, and it's Marvin Hagler was set up well, but look, did a lot of work on the outside, and that was the difference. JG's Pal didn't have to work as hard because followed Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler did the work for JG's Pal, and JG's Pal took home the pay.
Never easy to travel first up on a half or a 5/8 track anywhere. The Hagler, he did some pretty good fighting there, but just faded right on the end of it. Similar to what happened to Logan Park, right? Logan Park did a whole lot of work there in the Euro Row, and just a little bit light on the end of his mile. Sort of like Marvin Hagler, just kind of packs it in here very late.
You know who didn't pack it in was Serenity Cruise. I think is going to wind up being second, although it's between Serenity Cruise and Insanity for second. We're going to see which way it is. I think it is Serenity Cruise. And there's JG's Pal, and that's just the way I thought I saw it. So, JG's Pal, Serenity Cruise, and then Insanity, and dropping back to 4th, Marvin Hagler.
Ooh, JG's pal drifted up to 4-1. Love it.
Oh, just checking the price now. That's a little bonus.
That's a bonus, is right. I mean, ready to get off the schneid. I thought he was. Great field, though. Like I said, tons of back class in there. You add up all the earnings for those six trotters, $1.3 million plus. Any one of six could have won that race.
And I mentioned that JG's pal had something similar with Vera Cruz, and that is seemed to be pointed in the right direction.
That's what I liked about him. I mean, all he needed was some kind of trip, and he got a toe up behind one of the favorites, right? And turning for home, I was pretty confident.
Well, it was a solid, well-timed effort by Sammy Filia on JG's pal, a 4-year-old tactical landing brown gelding by Brian and Stuart Lawrence. Brian Lawrence, the trainer. Sammy Filia, the winning driver. First win on the season for JG's pal. 11th lifetime. Mile of 155 and 1. The 7th race payout. 6 JG's pal, 1044, 3250. 5 Serenity Cruise, $393, and 3 Insanity, $290, $2 exactor, $48.60. Try, $125.45. Super, $130.15. 20-cent Super, $26.03. Seventh race, order finished from the top. 6-4-3-5-2-1. That's 6-4-3-5-2-1 on the bottom.
Hey kids, do you like to write stories or poems or draw pictures of horses? We're running 2 contests from now until August 31st with a total prize money of $3,500. For the Youth Literary Derby, Ontario students in grades 3 to 8 can submit either a short story or a poem with standardbred theme. Poems and stories are judged separately. If you like to draw, then the Youth Art Derby might be for you. This one is open to students in grades 3 to 12, and you can do a drawing or a sketch of anything standardbred related. Check out our website for more inspiration and more information, bgracingalliance.ca.
Field on parade for race number 8. One full disclosure, Jason Ride for Ashley Lundvoy and Gino Toscani. 2 is Sports Sense, Austin Sorry for Mitchell Tierney and Lynn Cameron and Robert Dion. And number 3 is Keystone Dakota, Steve Houdon for Laura Toscani and Martin Kempfer. And 4 written in stone, Dale Spence for Brenda Duncan and David Duncan. Number 5, Dragons Better, Daryl Thiessen for Corey Giles and Michelle Tartan for Inder Gill. And number 6, Bet 19, Sammy Filia for Jeff McGuire and Mark Hurek. Field of 6, race number 8. Well, let's get a look at this field for the 8th race. It does start the late Delhi double. And Shannon, your top choice here in this 8th race, how about number 5, Dragons Better? That's the one that I took.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Daryl Thiessen won the first race. So I got looking through the program, and I thought his next win would come up here in the 8th race, but he actually hit the winner's circle again in the 3rd. So this is his shot at the driving triple. For me, that's a big improvement in the latest when switching over for trainer Corey Giles. Came up from south of the border. Just missing in the Corey Giles debut. I mean, he came home 27-3 for a trip in 53-1. 53-1. He was a beaten favorite on that occasion. So we know there's gate speed to work with. You got a guy that loves to put him in play. Post 5, one of my favorite post positions. It's all pointing to Dragons Better for me in here, Gary.
Yeah, and that last race at Mohawk and second start Corey Giles, I think it's time for Dragons Better. 5-1. Man, I'd love to get that price. But you know who the fans think is better? Number 6, Bet 19, and that's my second choice and yours as well.
Yeah, I got him pegged as a player here. Sammy, you saw him take the trotting event with G's pal and another outside post here. Not sure what we're going to see with gate speed. There is speed there. I mean, he sat the 2-hole, 2 back, recorded 27-1, got the job done in 52-4 with Louis Waugh on board. There's a few of them in here that are showing some pretty good form that are bumping up slightly in class. I mean, number 3, Keystone Dakota, has got the class edge on them, but the form not been right up there with them lately, right?
Yeah, and, you know, Bet 19 is having the better season than Dragons Better. You know, Keystone Dakota is one that last time out at Mohawk, 9th beaten 17 lengths. Boy, it just didn't work out well. But this is one we saw back here in June. This one was on fire. In fact, June 23rd, how about a win in 151-2?
If he could ever find that form in this race, Gary, he'd romp. Like he'd win by 10 lengths if he could rip off a mile this evening in 51. You know, it might happen. It wouldn't surprise me if he was able to step that this evening because, again, it does look facing a softer bunch here.
And, you know, Keystone Dakota certainly is one that caught our eye back then. And I just, you know, I'm just looking at my picks here. And you know what? Before I sent my picks in, I originally had the 5 Dragons Better, and then I changed to Keystone Dakota, and I forgot that I changed. So that's what's officially been sent in. So I don't know. Maybe I had a last-minute idea about Keystone Dakota. I could be wrong, but 5-2. The money's pretty balanced now on those 3 that we mentioned, the 3, 5, and 6. So I did actually go to Keystone Dakota on top. I originally did have Dragons Better, and then I just got thinking about Keystone Dakota and said I'm going to look past that last race, and I'm going to go in with Keystone Dakota. Number 4, written in stone, is one that you swamped us here. June the 20th at 8-1, you took this one on top. I thought you were crazy. You were crazy like a fox.
Oh, but it's been a dry spell since for this one, written in stone, going out for trainer Brenda Duncan, Dale Spence, staying on to drive. If this one can actually stay close and be with them when they make the swing for home, he could get a big piece in here. 6-1 price player behind the 3 5 and 6. I think it's those four in here. The inside two, I'd be kind of steering clear of, but what do I know?
And I did use actually two sports cents on the bottom, and this is one that comes in from Hanover, a third, a couple of wins at Hanover further back, and at least you see some snippets of form. But Sports Sense is, to me, not one that compares to the top three in here. And I think the top three on the tote board actually were fairly clear a little while ago. But now the money has actually come a little bit for Written in Stone. So maybe fans remember your bolt of wisdom there on June the 20th. You were pretty strong about Written in Stone at 8-1. I mean, it's not as good as your call on Focus. That was, what was that, 20? I forget what it was, 26-1 or something, 28-1.
The laser.
The laser focused. That was the laser.
Yeah. We'll have to find another one of the, I might be going after one of those on Wednesday evening. We'll see. But
Okay.
this Written in Stone actually catching my eye out of the post spray. And the thing about Written in Stone is he was in a 9-horse field last time out where he's sitting 9th, caught up in traffic at 3/4. He did manage to come on and finish 5th. So he passed 4 horses. He's not going to be that far back in here with a shortened up field of 6, Gary. So 6-1 Written in Stone, a possibility.
And I'll tell you what I did think about Keystone Dakota. That last start at Mohawk kind of blasted out, tried to come on and grab the lead, got parked, and then it just didn't work out. And I just was willing to overlook that. I just can't get out of my mind how good this one was back in June.
Yeah.
And obviously, this is a horse that's done it before. Made 60,000 last year in 31 starts. It's made more than 300,000. So Keystone Dakota is currently sitting at 5-2. Is right now the second choice on the board. Bet 19. I anticipated Bet 19 being the one that fans would bet just because of those back-to-back wins. 52-4 racing at Mohawk, and then 53-3 at Georgian. And I mentioned Georgian Downs just is not showing up with some big times right now. So when we look at those times, when you want to compare Georgian to here, you can drop a second to maybe even a second and a half in difference.
Yeah, and trainer, right? Jean-Francois Maguire. He's been having a pretty good week, right?
Yeah, I told you before that I love going to Sammy Filia and J.F. Maguire, and they've rewarded me on more than enough occasions. Well, I see those red flashing lights, and I've been around this game long enough. I've started to figure out what that is. I think that means that the gate is rolling.
Let's go, Gary.
It's a field of 6. It's full disclosure in Sports Sense on the inside. Keystone Dakota, Written in Stone to the outside. Dragons Better. And Bet 19. Field of 6. It's the 8th dash. Starts the late daily double. They're moving in, taking up their positions. Field of his 6 for the 8th race. They're all in position. They're at the start of the rough, and on the outside, Bet 19 and Dragons Better are going to sprint home. And Keystone Dakota is also leaving well. Right now, it is Dragons Better, Bet 19. Keystone Dakota pressing on through on the inside. But right now, Dragons Better is going to press on the outside and try to clear to the front. Keystone Dakota and Steve Houdon made Dragons Better have to work pretty hard to get the better spot on top as they race their way off the turn. 25-4 opening quarter. Dragons Better, Keystone Dakota, Bet 19, a good early battle. And now there goes Keystone Dakota right back out now and is going to force the issue, but now is going to have to tuck back inside because Daryl Thiessen and Dragons Better has driven on. Dragons Better is better right now. We'll see at the end. Keystone Dakota is in the pocket, and right there watching those two go at it. Bet 19 is a close third, and then racing for his Sports Sense. Then it is back to Written in Stone and Full Disclosure. 54-2 the halftime. Dragons better and double barrel. Daryl Teeson's got the lead. Keystone Dakota. Steve Houdon's racing second. Bet 19. Third for Sammy Filia. Now pulls on the right line and is moved out and about 3 off the lead of a sharp Dragons better is taking them by 3/4. Racing second. Keystone Dakota. 3/4 123-1. And Dragons better. Keystone Dakota getting submerging now to try to tackle Dragons better. Dragons better, Keystone Dakota. Then Sports Sense and Bet 19 in the field turns for home. Dragons better, Keystone Dakota. On down the stretch drive they come. Dragons better is on fire coming to the finish, and Daryl laying back in the bike. This one is just exploding at the finish to win it. Keystone Dakota was second, but 152-1. Dragons better. There were none better. And I got off this one for some reason, went to Keystone Dakota. I went off the winner. And Double Barrel Daryl guns to victory for a third time this evening.
Right on. Daryl meant business, right? I believe he knew what was sitting under the hood of this one. 25-4 throwdown opens it up. Keystone Dakota actually with another challenge prior to the half, and Daryl just drove on. This horse was very sharp. Second time for the Corey Giles barn. New lifetime best of 152-1. So not only does Daryl Teeson drive for the triple, but all of his winners tonight are going home with new speed badges.
Yeah, the track is fast. It's been a warm night, and look, and obviously, sometimes people wonder, well, why would you go to the quarter in 25-4, and why would you do that? Well, we're looking right there at why you would do that.
Well, post 5, right, at the river. Probably one of the best spots to leave the gate, especially if you've got gate speed. We saw it last time out, Woodbine Mohawk Park for Dragons better. Unbelievable price, right? Here's another one that drifted up in price at post time, 3-1, incredible.
Yeah, and Steve Houdon made Dragons better work early and then propped him a little bit again, popped back out, and you might have thought that could open the door to some of the others. That didn't open the door. The door was closed. Daryl slammed the door shut.
Indeed. I wondered why the 6 Bet 19 was kind of backing up in the late going, but then I go back to the first turn where that one was out pretty much 3 deep through that opening turn where they reached the quarter 25-4. And, yeah, Dragons better, just better than the rest. And Daryl Teeson, we mentioned right off the hop, it was a great start to his evening. And for a guy that likes to win in bunches, good to see. Driving triple this evening.
That was your early comment that proved to be correct. Winning in bunches, it's the driving hat-trick for Double Barrel. Daryl Teeson and Dragons better. 4-year-old Fear the Dragon Bay. Gelding by Michelle Hart and Verinder Gill. Corey Giles, the trainer. Daryl Teeson, the winning drive. 3rd win on the season. 10th lifetime. Dragons better. 152-1. Eighth race, payouts 5 Dragons better, 843, 3260. 3 Keystone Dakota, 290, 242, Sports at 440. $2 exactor, 20, $30 try, $35 super, 359. 15, 20 cents super, 71.83.
Eighth race, silver finish. From the top, 632,415. That's 632,415 at the bottom. Ontario Equine Education and Employment Program is here to help. If you're an Ontario resident, you can take our free course and turn your passion into a profession. And employers can register for the program and receive wage subsidies, 50% for up to 18 weeks, or a maximum of $5,000. It's a win-win for job seekers and businesses alike. Ready to take the reins? Visit OntarioEquineEducation.com today and start your journey in the equine industry.
Field on post parade for the ninth. 1. Whole Lot of Rosie. Semi-filia for Chantel Mitchell. Number 2, Rose-Colored Glasses. Jason Rye for Blair Burgess and Len Rosine. Number 3, American Land. Dale Spence for Catherine Flanagan at Winters Racing. Number 4, Pick Me Up Hannah for Anthony Hahn for Jeff Byron and Dave Byron and Craig Walwyn. Five, On Top Rainstorm. Mike Whalen for Walter Whalen and Chris Nickel. Number 6, British Best Bet. Austin Surrey for Paul Davies and Steve Fudge. Number 7, Boots and Bling. Damien McClellan for Emma Cristoforo and Joanne Colville. And number 8 is Catch My Passion. Jay Harris for Sean Stacy and Hudson Stanibirds and Catherine Stacy and Landmark Racing Stable. Well, let's get a look at this field. It's a field of 8, the final dash featuring the Super High 5. And, well, Sugar, you and Kenny are both on Pick Me Up Hanover. Well, we're going to find out if you've picked a winner. This is one that made an interference break at Dresden last time out.
Yeah, and I just drew a line right through that. I mean, anytime I see a pacer running clean lines for 5-6 starts straight and then goes to a half miler after being on a big track and throws in a break, just an automatic crossing a line through it and totally ignore it. This horse, more than capable of getting the job done here, has been racing with the current favorite, British Best Bet, in a number of recent starts at Woodbine Mohawk Park and has been finishing right there with it. So another case where we're going to go with the best value. I like the 4. I do like the 6, but I like the value on 4 more.
And so good as a 2-year-old, 6 wins in 8 starts. Look at the yearling purchase price. You got to love this, $3,000.
Horses don't know what they're worth, right? When they go through a sales ring, kind of reminds me, well, State Treasurer, you know what he did? He was a $2,500 yearling sale purchase.
Yeah, went on to make mega dough, and this is one that's got $85,000 in, so paid that $3,000 back a number of times. And Pick Me Hanover, well, you and Kenny did do Pick Me Hanover. 4-1 would be a nice price. Number 2, Rose-Colored Glasses. Is one that I used for second, you used for second. On the last race night, the horses that we all picked for second, all of the cappers, is the one that won and scored that big pick 5 for a fan for $3,000 on a 20-cent ticket.
Oh, yes. This horse was making a big move, and a nice move for one that had missed, 4 or 5 months of racing action. So for me, came off a sharp pair of qualifiers over the river. And this is coming in from Kawartha, making that start last time out where it circled up 3 deep. Again, that was a big push. Rose-colored glasses, I got all kinds of time for this one in the high 5, and you should get a price. I mean, it was 8-1 last time out. Look for 8-1, the same here tonight.
Yeah, that could be a nice wake-up mile, that one last time out, a warm-up mile, because certainly got stretched out and worked hard and could be in here. In fact, the way that you've loved these Kawartha horses, you should have been having this one on top. Come on, man. Follow your strategy. Number 6, British Best Bet. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Let's go to the 6.
Yeah, British Best Bet. Blind Bridle to Blinkers and, actually comes in off of a 3rd in a grassroots, so that's a good measuring stick.
I do like this horse. I figured she would be a favorite in here. If she could drift up maybe to 2-1 or 5-2, she'd be worth playing. But for me, 3-2 is a little low on this one. But again, I did expect her to be the favorite in here. Plus, she is a number 6 in a harness racing finale, right?
Lord Tundran. That's all I got to say to that.
Your top pick too, Gary.
I know, but it's not because of the 6. That just is circumstantial. Right. British Best Bet is one that caught my attention more because look at the record just overall. What a consistently good filly in terms of making the top 3. Has missed the top 3 in only 3 out of 14 starts. British Best Bet is my bet here, but 6-5. I don't like that. How about number 5 on top Rainstorm? This is one that, well, you talked about Mike touring around the country. Was at Saratoga with this one last time out. At Mohawk before that, and at the Meadowlands before that, Georgian Downs, Flamborough Downs. So why not go to another racetrack?
Yeah, why not? Her favorite tune, obviously, I've been everywhere. Strong third over the Saratoga half miler last time out, where she made a big move through a quick back half. So another one that I've got all kinds of room for in my high five play here. She is a big daughter, a big gin. I like her look. A win, not out of the question here, Gary.
And number 1, a whole lot of Rosie. If we're looking to get 5 for this high five, I used this one for third. You just put on the bottom of your ticket. The recent form isn't great, but gets away from Mohawk. Now, was in the non-winners of 2 at Mohawk. Wasn't good, but was good in the maiden class there, especially back in June.
Well, the Chantal Mitchell barn's been kind of heating up, right? She had a pair of winners at Woodbine Mohawk Park on a Saturday night. So for that, another one to think about for the high five play. I guess if you're looking at the horses that are taking the action, it's the 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. Those are the 5 I'm backing in the high five. It might be a decent high five box, $24 even to box up 5 on a 20-cent play.
It'll be interesting to see what the plan of attack is, because I'm not really seeing that there's any real obvious gate speed on any of them. I imagine that Whole Lot of Rosie with that inside spot, you see a little bit before those last couple, and one of them was post 10, so you're not going to blast there. And maybe Whole Lot of Rosie, but this is a hard race if you're trying to trip handicap.
If you're trying to trip handicap, indeed. You know what? I got to thinking when I got the driver change earlier on the night for the 8-horse, right? I mean, Jay Harris, you're getting now versus Sean Stacy. Sean does a fine job of training horses, but he's not as busy in the bike as a guy like Jay Harris. And there appears to be some speed to work with. So kind of flying under the radar right now, Gary, is number 8, Catch My Passion.
Well, this is my 4th choice, Catch My Passion, and Jay Harris is stepping aboard. Look, the last 2 races, Dresden, Mohawk, Grassroots weren't good, but just before that was really good for 4 consecutive starts. In fact, one of them was a Grassroots at Mohawk, June the 16th. And from way off the pace, finished second. So Catch My Passion, we know that if this one has to come flying late, can do it, because was 8th. In fact, was 7th at 3/4 and came on to finish second in that one.
Maybe she gets my beware angle in here. If there was a long shot player to think about, I think it is the 8, Gary.
Well, Britta's best bet with that equipment change, blind bridle to blinkers, has held up as the favorite right now, 3-2, as fans have filtered in on the 6 here as the favorite. And your top choice, along with Ken Middleton, Pick Me Up Hanover, is currently offering a nice little 3-1 as now the second choice on the board. It's Whole Lot of Rosie, rose-colored glasses, American Land on the inside. On the center, Pick Me Up Hanover, and on top Rainstorm. The outside, Britta's best bet, Boots and Bling, Catch My Passion. Field of 8, 9th dash. Field for the 9th race. In the backstretch. And the field for the 9th race is at the start of the rough, and Britta's best bet. It's going to blast out with Pick Me Up Hanover, and then on the inside, Whole Lot of Rosie, and also leaving his Catch My Passion is into the front 4. Then it is on top Rainstorm, Boots and Bling, and back to rose-colored glasses, and American Land is landed 8th going to the opening quarter. And Pick Me Up Hanover has got the front right now. Anthony Hahn, Pick Me Up Hanover, Britta's best bet, is racing as the favorite 6-5, and is second in behind the 9-5 Pick Me Up Hanover. Then third in line, Whole Lot of Rosie, Catch My Passion 4th, on top Rainstorm. Then it is back further to Boots and Bling, and the trailing pair to the outside is rose-colored glasses, to the inside is American Land. Pick Me Up Hanover. Anthony Hahn leads the charge up towards the half, and Well, we'll give you that quarter time later. They race their way onto the half. Pick Me Up Hanover. British Best Bet second. Whole Lot of Rosie third. And now Catch My Passion is on the move on the outside at 13-1. And has come on and is taken over third and is moving and gaining ground rapidly, still tucked into the pocket. British Best Bet on the back of Pick Me Up Hanover. Whole Lot of Rosie's racing fourth. On top, Rainstorm. Rose-colored glass is sixth. Boots and Bling is seventh, and American Land is eighth. But it's still Pick Me Up Hanover. Anthony Hahn looks pretty unconcerned, looks over his right shoulder for a moment, and British Best Bet is still on the inside. It now comes out. There goes British Best Bet, wanting to filter right up alongside Pick Me Up Hanover. Those two are going to battle now, have a throwdown in the stretch drive. British Best Bet on the outside, Pick Me Up Hanover on the inside, on down the stretch. British Best Bet, Pick Me Up Hanover, they're dueling halfway down the lane. British Best Bet trying to get the better of Pick Me Up Hanover. British Best Bet, I don't know. It's close. On the inside, Pick Me Up Hanover, British Best Bet on the outside. On top, Rainstorm, then Whole Lot of Rosie and Boots and Bling. We'll give you the mile time later. And you know what? We may have to give you the winner later because I'd kind of like to look at a photo.
Me too. I would not want to be calling the winner from that. And even on the slow-mo, I think they're going to appear to hit the line together. It was a really good stretch battle between the two favorites here.
Yeah, I wanted to lean towards the outside because whenever you're uncertain, it's the outside. But
right.
Then when just at that last second when I looked at it, it kind of looked, if I'm hedging inside, but I am not very confident at all.
It's a good fight. You know, Anthony, you mentioned, didn't look too concerned, bending around the far turn, but the 6 came with a push. Appeared to be going to maybe go right on by, but Anthony's filly wasn't giving in. She was going every step of the way with this 6 horse.
And they got at it for a piece, and we'll see there. You know what? Yeah, it might be British Best Bet, but I tell you, I mean, it's going to be inches. And I was more confident earlier in the meeting last year, and lately we've had some that I've lost my mojo because I'm just second guessing myself a lot now.
If there's an edge, it's the 6 because she's outside, but for me, it's too close to call. So here we go.
And the slow-mo here is very accurate. Like, it's pretty darn
Yes.
fine. Now, I told you why I wasn't sure to call it, because at that point, just nipping it is the 6. But, I mean, we're talking like a couple of inches. I think the 6 gets it.
I think so, too. 6-5. You know, the 4 did take action. I mean, you mentioned going behind the gate. Pick Me Up Hanover's 3-1. Took some serious late action to make her 9-5 second choice in there. But what do you know? 6 horse wins the harness racing finale.
Circumstantial evidence.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what to make of your...
Blinkers on, horn blowing right there.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I should be happy about it because that was my top pick and you guys had the 4, but...
Yeah.
You know, I lacked the nerve to call the winner there, and it just was that close that it's really hard to tell.
It was too close to call. Whalen up for third there. Helps out the price on the high 5. The 1 was getting a piece. Big long shot. The 7 horse in for fifth at 40-1.
Well, we're going to talk to you on Wednesday and study on up, and we'll do it again.
You betcha. Have a good one.
Back in front of us, number 6, British Best Bet. 3 are all bets off Bay filly owned by Steve Fudge. Paul Davies is the trainer. Austin Sorry, the winning driver. It's the 4th win for British Best Bet this year and lifetime. Ooh, mile time? Yeah, I don't know. Ninth race. Pound 6 Bird is best bet. 472 60 210. 4 Pick Me Up. Hand number 3 32 45 on top. Rainstorm. 350 $2 exactor $10. Dollar try $15. Dollar high five 396.80. 20-cent high five 79.36. Double to 5 and 6 21.10. Dollar pick 3 104.95. Dollar pick 4 134.70. 20-cent pick 4 is 26.94. The ninth race sort of finished in the top. 487-23156. That's 487-23156 on the bottom. That does conclude the live harness racing program for this Monday evening. Action resumes on Wednesday, 6:20 p.m. Buenas noches, amigos. Good night, everybody. Good night, Josie Bean.
Good night, Gary.
Good night, Horse.